So one thing that you're going to see from Alabama a lot in this game against Florida State is just a complete lack of pass rush. And as a result, Tommy Castellanos had Castellanos had all sorts of time in the pocket. Right here, you're going to see 3 down linemen for Alabama, as well as number 20 right here showing, but he's going to give up his disguise way too quickly. Once Tommy Castellanos fake snaps the ball, he already shows he's dropping into coverage. And then you're going to see from Gus Malzahn, he has the play kind of where Castellanos is looking towards the sideline. Look at me, but then they quick snap it right here. Snap, 20 drops, and they only have 3 rushing the passer, and that is not going to get it done. Here you see these 2 linemen going to the outside. This lineman gets picked up by a double team. There's absolutely no pressure. Look at the time that he has to throw this ball down the seam, and although the catch is not made, this is highly indicative of what ends up happening the rest of the afternoon for the Crimson Tide defense. Right here, what you're going to see is jet motion with a QB keeper on the option from Castellanos. See the motion man come over here. What I want you to watch is specifically 18 and 20 right here. They are the reason. Bray Hubbard, number 18, and number 20 on Alabama are the reason that this play gets big yardage the way that it does. So first, you see 12. He's the one on the jet motion. That's who Alabama is first coming for. 20 tries to shoot inside on this gap, and he over pursues. Once he realizes Castellanos still has the football and it's going to work its way to the outside. But before we get to that, I want to show Bray Hubbard, safety for Alabama, right here, number 18. Then you've got the Florida State running back, number 5, right here. He is going to come up and meet Bray Hubbard, and he's a running back, and he's going to absolutely lay the boom on him. He dirts Hubbard. That's one reason that this play hits the way that it does. And then once again, as I mentioned, 20 over pursues inside, realizes too late Castellanos has it, and then the last part of this play is the lack of physicality from number 1, the safety right here. He sees that a run play is coming. There is no receiver running his way. This is run block all the way, and he is still standing right here flat-footed and backing up as if it's a pass play. Then when he comes up, he does not want to take on this block physically at all from 13, then finally gets to Castellanos once he reaches the sideline. The lack of physicality from Alabama is what I kept seeing. This was not a typical Alabama physical defense, and it is definitely a point of concern for Alabama fans. Now right here from Alabama, you're going to get a little stunt up front. You're going to have this D lineman going right here. You're going to have 23 kind of try to fold and then get back inside right there. You're going to have 0 attack the guard's outside shoulder, and then 42 is going to work his way inside towards the A gap here on this field side. And this is how it's going to play out. The Florida State center is absolutely ready, picks it up perfectly, gives Castellanos all the time that he needs to complete a deep downfield throw to Squirrel White. And again, I mean, this is just a well-blocked play, and it's not like Bama sent extra heat, but it's the calmness that Castellanos was able to have in the pocket, not having to be worried about real pressure coming his way from this Alabama front, something that we have not seen in a long time. This is an Alabama front that you look like you don't have to game plan hard for after 1 week. They did not generate a lot of pressure, and in general in this game on both sides of the ball, Alabama got their ass beat in the trenches. Watch how poorly Alabama defends the boundary on this run here. It's Yanzai Pierre right here, the outside linebacker, and then Bray Hubbard once again on this run. So it's going to be an option play. Castellanos sees that he has the numbers needed. Hubbard is right out here. 42 is probably not going to win a foot race with Castellanos, which he knows. But if Pierre is not the one crashing down here, he's not the one taking the running back, then his key should be Castellanos. He's not ready for it. He crashes on the running back just like 0 does. Castellanos at this point beats him to the edge just as he realizes that he can. And then you've got Bray Hubbard getting absolutely clamped up here on the outside. Once again, watch Hubbard's effort here. He gets taken to the dirt. Castellanos into the end zone. Tallahassee's lit. Everybody's happy unless you are a fan of the Tide. Then this really, really upsets you. One thing we learned in this game is that this Alabama D-line is not talented enough to win with 3 down linemen especially against a team with a good offensive line. So you're going to have 3 down linemen that rush here. You've got number 0, the linebacker, blitzing, but Castellanos, once again, all day in the pocket. Nobody even getting near him, breathing on him. It's an easy completion. From the time this ball is snapped to the time that Castellanos releases is over 3 seconds right here. That is, I mean, he could prop up a tent and camp out back here in this pocket with the lack of pressure that Alabama is getting in the backfield. Castellanos was comfortable all day long, and that is a big reason why Florida State cruised to victory over a once vaunted defense that right now looks pretty weak. Now, I will give Alabama a little bit of credit here. This is a really nice play call by Gus Malzahn. You're going to see the jet motion. Castellanos fakes a handoff and then tosses it to the man coming back from the field side. But 3 guys here stick out like a sore thumb on this play from the Tide. So first up right here, you've got a defender who is in a position to make a play. If you shoot forward, you can at least force him to cut back to the inside or at least slow him down a little bit trying to make this tackle. There is not a tight enough space to where you're getting blocked up like this. You can at least try and funnel him. What does he do? Hesitates, just waits, and lets him hit that hole right there. Check it out. Bang, he's right through there. So then we have another defender right here in the second level. He can take a pursuit angle and make this play on 19. What does he do? Horrible pursuit angle. 19's right by him. Actually, let's name another play right here. Getting heamed up on the outside right here. Good blocking by 0, but then another poor pursuit angle / lack of speed / bad tackling from this Alabama safety, and it is another touchdown for Florida State. This is the lowest level defensive execution we've seen by Alabama since when? I really can't remember the last time we saw an Alabama defense look this soft, this slow, this fundamentally unsound besides yesterday. Here we go once again. 3 down linemen for Alabama. No pressure being brought. You got a defender in no man's land that could be rushing the passer, and another pocket where Castellanos is over 3 seconds. Now, this ends up being an incomplete pass, but I just want you to watch once again the 3 down linemen easily beaten here. You got 2 double teams right here, and then on the outside, great rep by the Florida State right tackle, one-on-one, clamping up. Castellanos gets it in there. Incomplete. It did hit the ground. Receiver couldn't hold on to the catch. But again, this is just a microcosm of what the entire day looked like for the Crimson Tide defense and the Crimson Tide pass rush, or lack thereof pass rush. And then on the final knockout blow by the Florida State Seminoles, it's just ugly defense by the Alabama Crimson Tide. So you're going to have motion come over here. It's going to be a run play. You see the run blocking. You got a double team right here until 41 climbs downhill, and then this linebacker breaks off to take him, right? You got a gap that's going to be open right here, which you can argue whether this should be 41 or Bray Hubbard 18 that should fill this. Neither of them do, though. 41 is going to fill right here. 0 is going to head to the outside, where you also have 42. So you got multiple guys covering the same area, which is not good. 42 and 0 are both in the same spot. 41 still in no man's land. Both gaps right here are open. 41 finally ends up taking this one where he's blocked off. And what does that leave? Bray Hubbard once again step up. You are the man that is going to receive criticism right here. Because at this point, once you know 41 is committed this way, you should be shooting downhill into this B gap area. What does he do? He hesitates. He's late to get there. He gets drug around, and then the entire Alabama defense gets drug into the end zone for the knockout blow touchdown. This was an embarrassing game for Alabama. This was an indictment on their physicality, on their speed, on their toughness, and on their scheme. And they've got a really tough stretch that comes up starting at the end of September and goes into October. I think they've got 4 out of 6 games against South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and LSU. And they better shape up real quick. If they have anything remotely resembling what we saw on Saturday against Florida State, they will get beat into submission, and the Fire Kalen Deboer chants will come louder and louder from the Tuscaloosa faithful. Alabama, big losers on Saturday. Florida State, big winners on Saturday. We'll see where they both go from here.